Hello guys and gals. This is my chapter 2 video on the Ruger Wrangler. And first, we can see it is empty. On that last video, people were saying they didn't understand what I mean by the bullet was recessed. See how it's cut out there? And it makes the bullet fit flush. And it doesn't stick out like the Heritage. But they both have their pros and cons. Now, this gun, we're just going to talk about wear and my experience with dropping it. I was carrying it on my zero-turn lawnmower, and I stood up on the deck of the mower to adjust my pants, and my belt just came unloose. The buttons broke on my belt. I'm not that fat, no, but the buttons broke on my belt, and it hit the corner of my deck right in this area. You can see a couple of the Mars on the grip, but it hit right there. I don't know if I can get a good light on that. It hit right there. And there's no cracks. I was literally expecting to pick up a broken gun. That's how far I'm well over 6 foot. And whenever it hit, standing up on the deck of my mower, it probably fell 5 feet. And I have a commercial zero turn. It's just solid steel, and it's a very square corner that it hit. And I'm thoroughly impressed by the strength of this metal. A lot of people are complaining about what it's made out of, all that. It's made out of the same thing a Heritage is made out of. And I tell you, that little nick right there, I would have bet my life that it had way more damage, or that this was cracked all the way across, or even broken. But let's talk about the wear a little bit. This is the holster, as you've seen it come out of, that I carry with us. Ruger single 6 holster, which is getting some wear on it also. A little bit of wear. I've been carrying this every day since I bought it. At some point throughout the day, I put this gun on and I go out on my little ranch here and I do whatever with the chickens or yard work or whatever. So you're seeing everyday wear on this gun. Right there's a little bit. There's some on the cylinder. Just a little bit there. I think one spot has some holster wear also. Like that's a little holster wear right there. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty good. But the grips are the main things that are just nicking up really badly. And that's not from anything but carrying it and shooting it. I don't understand how they're getting so nicked up. That's also from falling off the lawnmower. You can dry fire these guns, which is great. So I'm going to show you guys, again, we've already checked that it's empty. I'm going to show you guys this trigger right here, because before I said it was better than the Heritage, but as it stands today, it's hard to find the break on it, or even to get to know the break on it, if that makes sense to you guys. But see, it's not a clean break. It's just a kind of spongy all the way through. There's no clean break. It's that seemed clean, but it's the feel of it. You have no idea where that's going to break. See, it just... Can you tell? Hopefully you guys can tell. See, it's like I'm still pulling it back after the hammer goes. One more time. And it does this little spring motion with your finger. I had it more controlled that time. It's just, the trigger is not better than the Heritage. I was wrong in my comparison video. I will take that on the chin, and many of you guys have pointed it out to me. Also, well, there's some more wear right there, just holster wear. Also, my plates on my shooting range are they're red painted. So with this specific finish, it's kind of hard to acquire that front sight. It isn't right now, but it doesn't look it right now. But when you get outside, I guess because it's such a neutral color, that it's pretty hard to acquire or reacquire when you get to actually shooting it. I have about 2,500 rounds through it. I love carrying these shot shells. I like having one of those in it, and people complain about the gate. How they say it's hard to open, but I mean, I'm not having any issues. I guess it's worn in because it was a little bit more stiff. I am putting a live round in it. Actually, I could probably do it with a spent round somewhere. All right, let me do this with a spent round. Just to show an example, I can have spent rounds a little harder to get in there. Or it's just that dirty. Anyway, I can put a shot shell in it, and I can have the shot shell back right there. It is hot when I'm carrying it, and I have, you know, full metal jacket surrounding the rest. And then if I run into a snake, I can just do that, find my little happy spot, and pow. Of course, I'm not going to do that. But it's real easy for me to go from full metal jacket to a snake shot or a rat shot really quickly. Whereas the Heritage, I would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm there. You know, it's way easier for me if you're using different types of ammunition or just the rat shot like I explained. You can see the wear on the grips there. It's pretty, you know, they get beat down. They're plastic. They're not, you know, polymer. They're plastic. So those have to be changed out, in my opinion, and I just haven't done it yet. But this holster, I love this holster a lot. I would highly recommend this holster. I've had it for several years now, and it's showing very little wear. But the gun I've had for a few months now, as you guys know, and I'm just gonna run over it again like my last video and show if anybody was wondering about how the finish holds up, or it wearing down, or even dropping it. Got a nick there from dropping it. Got a nick there. That's the first time in my life I've ever dropped a gun also. And it was in this holster on my belt, and the whole thing come out and it just smacked down right on the corner. No, this gun isn't pointing at me. No, it doesn't have a round in it. It smacked down right on the corner of that deck. But it's holding up pretty good. A little wear there. You know, I didn't clean it before I started the video. It's got a couple nicks, but overall, I would have to say it's as strong as unless you're using it as a hammer, which that end was used as a hammer on the deck of my mower basically, and it still didn't do anything but a little bitty old nick. Take it apart here, show you guys. It's very dirty, as I explained. Well, pretty lubricated though. No wear in there. As dirty as can be, pretty much. I gotta clean this thing. It's a great gun though. I like it a lot, and I hope you guys like yours. If not, go out and get you one. They're pretty cheap, $200.